All right, well, we are back. Good to have you here with G&J Radio.
Still got Chris McMurray here. We actually have our first caller ever.
Special guest,
Pimp Nasty Jerry, a.k.a. Jaron Prince. How you doing, Jaron?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you?
Doing just fine. What do you want to talk to us today about?
I'm kind of more concerned about this whole Jerry Rice, Randy Moss debate. Mostly because on Twitter, I feel like I was more arguing with Josh. I'm sorry to call you out, Josh, but I feel like you bagged Randy or Jerry Rice more. Am I correct?
I was definitely more on Jerry Rice's side than Randy Moss, definitely. And it was me that was controlling the Twitter at that point. So
okay.
Thanks for following, by the way.
Yeah,
Thanks for
giving us
being
the
a part.
follow.
Yeah.
Garrett, are you back in Randy Moss? Is that what I'm
Absolutely, 100%. In his prime.
So give me your arguments, Josh, about why you back, and don't keep the numbers out of it.
Well, we hit on
We
it.
don't want numbers here.
We hit on it a little
numbers
bit.
game.
And in our first segment, basically, Jerry Rice knew how to get open. Chris hit on it perfectly. Wants to say that Joe Montana and Steve Young were what they were a lot because of
even though
Jerry
Montana won
Rice.
that first Super Bowl without him.
Right, they're definitely good. They're good quarterbacks, but they're great quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, Josh.
You know, we don't live in a world of what ifs, Jaron.
Okay, look. I'm not talking about what ifs. Is the question who would you rather have in your prime?
No,
That's what I said.
Well, the question.
That's what I said.
The question is, who's the best receiver of all time? And then
You
it
can't
kind of.
say that because Randy Moss isn't done.
Randy Moss is pretty much done here.
I say he's got 8 or 9 more. He's got 8 or 9 more years.
His career won't change.
He's been a non-factor for the past 3 years.
Dude, are you kidding me? He's Randy Moss. People will respect him regardless of if he plays well or not.
But if he doesn't play well, he's not going to put up numbers to be the
job.
greatest receiver ever, like Jerry Rice did in his 20-year career.
Randy's
Dude,
better.
okay, look. All I'm saying is that Jerry Rice, for the majority of his career, and when I say majority, I mean about 80% of it, he played for Joe Montana or Steve Young.
But he played in an era.
Wait. How many quarterbacks, how many offensive coordinators, how many head coaches did Randy Moss have? It's really hard to be consistent when you don't have those three things.
He did.
Well, he couldn't sit still in a place. They didn't want him anymore.
One
He
can
had a
say that
hard
he
time
drove
getting
the
along with
quarterbacks
people.
out.
There's something to be said about his lack of work ethic, I think. That's one part of it.
Motherfucker can make. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't
It's
say
okay.
that.
Hey, we got it.
You can't say that on radio.
We got you.
Chris,
Sorry.
what's your argument towards Jaron to Pimp Nasty?
Oh, I respect Randy Moss and everything he's done. I know how great a receiver he is. I just think I'd rather have Jerry Rice for his whole career. At their prime, it's hard to argue that anyone's better than those two. And I understand that Moss went through more quarterbacks than Rice did. Rice had 2 of the greats, but I just don't know how you can say Moss is even better. He made Culpepper great. That's the best argument for him. He had that great year with Brady. Other than that,
How many Super Bowls did Rice win?
4.
Okay, don't bring the
3.
Super Bowl into this because
3
it
or
takes
4 out of
40-something
4.
players to
Well,
win a Super Bowl.
But also, like I said, if we're going to a park and I'm the quarterback and I'm drafting my first
We're
player
playing
and
up
I'm
at
trying
Bacchus.
to throw the ball,
Bacchus.
I'm going to choose
Same
Moss over
Okay,
Rice.
look, and you also have to take into account what I showed you on Twitter, Josh. Jerry Rice runs a 4.7
And he's
140.
that's a credit to
Hey,
Jerry
but I
Rice
never
for being
saw him
able to
got
get
caught.
open.
He never got caught.
Yeah, he never got caught from behind. So there's
Okay,
game
look,
speed and there's combine speed.
Like I said, he runs a 4.7 140.
Hayward
Randy
Bay
Moss
ran a
is 6'5"
4.3 or
and
whatever.
runs 4.240.
And somehow got 2,200,
20,000.
we'll say 20,000 for a round number.
A machine that is the 49ers dynasty.
But it's not like they threw it
Are you
500 times a year. They threw 500 times a year once in Jerry Rice's career.
Who was, let me ask you a question. Who was the running back for the 49ers during their
Oh, it
dynasty
was-
years?
We had Ricky Waters and we had Roger Craig.
Okay.
Roger
You
Craig
can
was
go-
the first running back to get 1,000
Ricky
yards
Waters,
rushing
Notre
and
Dame.
receiving in 1
Wait,
year.
I
He was
can't hear
the old day Marshall Falk, if you will.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said. Say it again. Is that Chris?
Yeah,
He
go
was-
ahead, say it again, Chris.
Roger Craig had 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in that 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. I would
Yeah,
say
but
and
that's 1
receiving
year.
and receiving in 1
Holy
year.
cow.
He had good running backs around him.
It definitely was a West Coast offense, but at the same time, it's not the West Coast offense that we see today, where you throw it 600
I mean,
times
of
a year.
course, they throw the ball like.
But who
twice
else?
as
I
much
like
as
what
they
your
used to
argument
back in
was.
the day.
I like your argument though
But-
about who was his targets. Like who were the targets of
Yeah.
Montana and Young? Like who else did they throw
No,
to?
I get that. Yeah, and they had Taylor, James Taylor, who caught that Super
James
Bowl
Taylor.
pass. I think it was James Taylor. I know his last
J.J.
name was
Stoke.
Jeff Taylor.
They had
Jeff
J.J.
Taylor.
Stoke.
Jeff Taylor.
J.J.
Jeff Taylor.
Stoke.
They
J.J.
I
Stoke.
mean, I guess they targeted them. I feel like they targeted Jerry Rice the majority. Like I don't know.
That makes him even better because defense is keyed on him.
but he knew how to work with. That's the one thing.
It's like the same argument as well, like is AJ McCarron really that good of a quarterback, or is it just his team made him look that good?
He's a product of the system.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
He only
got
had
a
3
defense.
interceptions.
There's definitely products
and
of
his
system,
girlfriend's so hot.
but when you're that good, I don't think
Do
Jerry
you
Rice is a
think
product of
Randy
a
Moss
system.
is a product of any system?
No, because he couldn't stay in the system long enough.
No, yeah, he's part of a vertical offense, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what-
Yeah.
Hey,
He's
he'll
a
definitely burn you
beast,
down the
I feel
field.
like-
He's not going to go over the middle and catch a ball.
I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I wouldn't go over the middle.
if Randy had the ability to mesh with the quarterback the way Rice did, we'd be sitting here arguing Moss.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting here
Yeah,
saying
that's
he's the
very
best
true.
receiver ever. But he didn't have the ability Rice had to be able to mesh with the quarterback, be like, I'll be here at every point. He wasn't as reliable. Like I'd almost say if I had to choose between Randy Moss and Tony Gonzalez for a whole career, I'd almost take Tony. He's not a receiver, but he's more reliable every single year in, year out with the Chiefs. And then he gets to the Falcons at age 36, and now he's even better.
Yeah, look at Marvin Harrison. And I know I'm a Colts fan, and I'm bringing it up, but Marvin Harrison,
Always brings up the Colts.
148,
Yeah, well, I was waiting for Harrison.
148 receptions in his season. He wasn't
43,
big.
143.
He wasn't big. He wasn't
All-
fast, but he just
all
meshed with
I'm
the quarterback, and
saying
he's just a
that-
worker.
Okay, good. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let
go
Jerry
ahead.
talk. Let Pit Nasty
good.
Jerry
Come on, Pit
talk.
Nasty.
I feel like if the argument is which receiver would you, who is a better receiver, meaning which receiver would you rather have on your
Has
team
more
in their
skill.
prime for one game?
For one game, I would throw in Michael Irvin in that debate
We
for
have
one
to
game.
specify is what I'm trying to say. Like I don't know what we're really
Yeah.
asking.
Well, what
so
was
it's
it
really
that
hard
Moss
to argue.
said? Moss when he was
Moss said
being
that
interviewed, he
he's
said
the
he's
greatest.
the greatest of all time.
Yeah. And so
So I
that's
guess
the
Numbers
number.
don't tell the whole story.
Like, do you guys remember that stat? His first game against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
in
well, I don't
98,
wanna
he had
talk about
three
that, but yeah, I know what you're
touches,
talking about.
Three touchdowns
catches,
and like
3.
160 yards.
I mean, those are pretty good stats against the Cowboys. I guess you can call Randy a cowboy killer.
Yeah.
You might, Garrett.
See, if we're talking about one game, then
Keyshawn
there's-
Johnson.
There's some players that come in the
Flipper
discussion.
Anderson.
Hey,
1989, Willie Flipper Anderson, St. Louis Rams.
Michael
Most
Irvin for all the
10 yards a
marbles.
game.
Willie Gall.
There's some guys that would make it up there, but we're talking greatest career, greatest of all time, and I personally don't think it's a debate for greatest of all time, and I know Chris feels the same. That Jerry Rice.
Not
more-
taking anything away from Randy. I
No,
think it's more of a debate for who's second, and I could make an argument for Randy being second
Yeah.
if I had to.
I mean, 5 years ago, ESPN did a
Lone
poll,
Star?
and it was Jerry Rice and Randy Moss at number 2, and I think that still holds true today.
So when you say best receiver, we're not talking based on skill because it sounds like the majority of the argument for Randy Moss is coming through his leadership abilities. Kind of like the Manti Te'o thing on why he should win the
You mean Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice is-
my bad.
Yeah. Well,
Anthony.
you look at it, you look at it, and you can't go by skill and what he could have done, what he had in his arsenal. You just got to look at what he did with what he had. And Jerry Rice, yeah,
But
he wasn't
had
the
everything.
what?
He had everything. Like,
He did.
Literally all the positions on that team were
Then
like,
why does he not hold all the receiving records?
No, he's talking about. He
Oh,
thinks
Jay-
you're talking about Jerry.
Oh, Jerry Rice, yeah.
I'm talking about Jerry.
But he didn't have the same skill set as Randy Moss. He wasn't gonna jump over anybody.
right.
He wasn't
so
gonna
Randy
he
Moss
wasn't
would
gonna
have done
moss
better.
anybody.
Right. Randy Moss would have done better.
In a what if world?
Yeah, in a what if world,
In a
Randy
what if
Moss,
world?
Randy Moss would have done better in a what if world.
Possibly if he could have.
Maybe if they were dealt different hands, he maybe would have. But
But if you could say there, if
It's hard to
T.O.
say
was
that,
in a 49ers uniform for his beginning of his career, and he couldn't stay there. So I know that
yeah, but he was awesome still.
he was, but he couldn't stay there. And
Yeah, because he's a head case.
realistically,
Was
how
Randy
many-
Moss.
How many receivers do you think the team is going to franchise?
I mean, if they're good enough,
It
Yeah,
depends on
exactly.
what
Harrison and Wayne, just speaking from a Colts fan standpoint, again,
Won a Super Bowl.
I mean, you had Harrison and Wayne. They were both top 15 receivers ever.
I'm just saying, with that kind of star power, personalities start to clash and whatever. Somebody's going to demand a trade or some shit like that, or poop like that.
Thanks for a little too late there, but
Hey, I tried. That's all that matters.
It's okay, dude. It's the internet. No one really cares.
Okay, yeah. All I'm saying is that if we're basing it on strictly skill set, I think that Randy Moss takes the cake. But if we're talking basically, if we're talking for a game, I'm taking Randy Moss. If we're talking for a season, I'm taking Jerry Rice probably.
All right.
okay, yeah, that's
I would
perfect.
agree with you
Yeah,
because I'm like, what is skill set like that? That just sounds like a combine numbers to me.
Yeah.
Like if you're
You
gonna.
can't pass up the straight up stat sheet of Randy Moss.
Oh
But-
no, yeah.
but you
No,
have to take him as a whole, everything that comes with.
I just wish he would have gone over the middle more, and I'd have a better argument.
Yeah, and
But he was so good at going over the top, he didn't need to. That's what I was so good about.
He'd be coming up with it.
Well,
somehow, some way.
he definitely revolutionized the game.
He did, oh, yeah.
Defenses went from a single safety look to cover 2, dropping 3 back, 4 back, and he still made plays when he wanted to was a thing. When he wanted to, he could
Yeah.
make plays, but he just didn't have the fire. I would say that Jerry had every play.
Exactly. Even Chris Carter said when he first came to the league, he was sitting there working out with him. He's like, I've never seen an athlete like this. He was telling his coach, he's like,
Dude, yeah.
I've never seen
talked about
anybody
they
do
used
what
to call
he's
him the
doing.
Freak.
yeah, exactly. And
He was on the cover of my first ever Sports Illustrated for Kids Y2K edition.
Yeah.
there you go.
And that's something to say. That's something to talk about right there.
So, my argument's set. Like, I'm all Randy Moss. You may throw out your little numbers, guys,
hey,
you and
no.
your little stats and Super Bowls and rings and all that, but
oh, it doesn't have to be numbers. It's just facts. It's
just
I mean, but I feel like when you're taking into account, like if you're trying to compare one position, you cannot bring Super Bowls in the equation unless it's quarterback, maybe quarterback. But if you're talking about a receiver or running back, like the Super Bowl argument kind of dissipates. you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
but then you look at postseason numbers. You can look at that all day, and
Okay, yeah, postseason numbers is a different story.
Jerry Rice has
Super Bowl
22
ring.
postseason touchdowns compared to Randy Moss's 10. Now
Randy
I know
Moss
that
had
Randy
really
Moss
well.
wasn't in the playoffs as much.
Because if you make it to the Super Bowl, you're automatically playing like 2 more games than anybody.
yeah, that's why I don't
Super
really
Bowls
get
have
those
they been
numbers
to?
too.
how many Pro Bowl touchdowns does Jerry have?
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
That's
Now,
the real
Hey,
stat.
that's the debate. All right, Pimp Nasty Jerry. We're gonna have to let you go here. Love having you on. We'll have to have you on again.
Hey man, I'll call in every week sometime.
Hey.
Somewhere.
There we go.
We'll be here. All right,
All right, man.
all right.
Monopoly
Jerry.
on Sunday.
You guys say Monopoly on Sunday at Anthony's house. I'm announcing it right now. Everybody.
All right,
come
everybody's
on,
listening.
come on. I'm just kidding. No, not everybody comes. Just Josh and Jared.
All right, Pimp
See you guys
Nasty.
later.
We'll
Well,
talk
that
to
was
you
just
later.
me.
Bye, Jared.
You come too if you want.
All right, I'm pretty good.
Just hung up on him.
Jared. Oh, well, there's some good points. That was fun.
That was fun. First caller ever. How'd you feel about it?
That was good.
That was good. All right, well, I mean, that's.
Pretty much it.
Did we come up with a consensus? Are we agree to disagree?
I mean, I think 2 out of 3 here in the booth go with Jerry Rice.
You guys came in already, Jerry Rice.
And nothing you said swayed us.
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to sway. I was trying to sway myself and just stay on my side. I was just trying not to get.
You're
Turn to
running
the dark
a
side.
yeah. It's
God, he dresses so well, though.
he does.
Jerry,
Jerry's a classy guy.
he can dance.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't bring that
Do you
up.
think Randy will still be better than Calvin when it's all said and done?
No, not a chance. I don't
No,
know if Jerry Rice
I'm
is.
asking him.
Unless he shatters a femur.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be better
Next
than
year,
Calvin
coming
when he's
across
done.
the middle, Lance Briggs
Even
takes out
Andre,
his knee.
though, Andre showed up this year. People weren't talking about it enough. If he stays consistent the next
Yeah.
5 years,
We'll see.
I won't be talking about Andre over Randy. We can talk about 5
But
years.
hey, there's something to say about a Dancing with the Stars title. That's something Randy Moss will never have. So
You never know. His career's not done.
you're right, but I don't know if
Did
he.
the driver
mouth.
not get one? Donald Driver got one.
Yeah, Donald.
Yeah, but I don't know if
And Emmett.
Randy Moss is a TV
might-
guy.
No doubt, football
He's-
players
he's
are the
not.
best dancers.
He's not.
Yeah.
Football players are the best dancers by far. We can agree to that, correct?
Yeah, I might agree with that. Good answer.
All right. Well,
I never played football and I'm a terrible dancer, so there you have it.
It's got to be something.
You
About
got 2 left feet.
all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Garrett Vassell and Josh West, and
Follow us on Twitter at
Chris
GJ
McMurray.
Chris
Radio.
McMurray here. Once again, GJ Radio. Follow us at GJ Radio.
Good
Have
night.
a good night.